to the Warzone Amateur Hour podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Warzone Amateur Hour podcast. This is episode number 123. Yes, indeed, 123. As we go, things kind of just moving along in that order in the world of the Warzone. Very low-key week we talked about last week. So much going on in the world of gaming, but it's all happening outside our beautiful walled garden, or what used to be beautiful and now barren landscape here on Warzone, specifically Warzone 2, as the player count and the streamer count now starting to make an official exodus. So not a lot, but some definitely big things for us to discuss this week. With that said, I will turn to the 10-Inch Cowboy, a man who I'm proud to say I got a Warzone victory with this week. But besides that victory, Cowboy, how was your week in this fucking game?
Pretty shitty. Yes, not the most fun I've had. It's been extremely frustrating lately. I'm not sure why. It's just, I don't know if it's a combination of things or I'm just not in the zone, but it's been extremely frustrating. I've been having a very hard time enjoying myself in the game. Most sessions I leave pretty frustrated. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I just, it's kind of stale. It's, I don't know what to say. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. But I'll pass it to you. How was your week?
Yeah, I as has been the case, sadly, lately, not a ton of time able to get into this game. But that said, I did make time, and as I alluded to, pretty cool playing trios as Sheikah. I think we only ran 2 or 3 games, and in that final game, we got a victory, which really felt comprehensive. It felt like, I don't even know what the word is, like taking care of business. Like, we had our fucking hats on. We were just rotated maybe 2 or 3 times, played it smart, played it safe, dominated at the end. I think we all 3 were alive. So that felt good. But yeah, it's kind of like the game is what it is. If you like it, you're going to stick to it. If you don't like it, well, there's not much you can fucking do. So you're going to get what you get. It's kind of, the label's there, the peanut butter you've had a few fucking times. You gonna want a sandwich with that bitch or not? I don't know.
Yeah, man. You want a sandwich with that bitch or not? I don't know. Yeah, it's been weird, it's funny watching the streamers, like, I mean, we're gonna get to this, but like a weird resurgence in Warzone 1, like, it's just weird.
Yeah, indeed. That's really the main topic. Fantastic to tee that up here, because that was really, I mean, last week was all about like excitement over these other games, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, Warzone content creators kind of, I don't know, maybe it was a straw that broke the camel's back, but it definitely pushed some people and continued to irk some people in this community. Big name streamers who, we said Aiden last week kind of stepping away from Warzone. We asked, how is this going to be now like a trickle that's going to get to a fountain of people just quitting Warzone? And this week kind of answered that. I feel like, I don't know if there's like a secret Discord these streamers have and they made this strategy, or if it's just kind of like a piggyback, like copycat thing going on. But the big move this week in the Warzone streaming community was not leaving Warzone, so to speak, but it was specifically leaving Warzone 2 and going back to Warzone 1. Some of the biggest streamers doing so, playing together and, publicly on Twitter and on their socials, having a blast, lamenting how shitty Warzone is and how great Warzone 1 feels, and how Caldera, maybe, I don't know, the opinion's still pretty torn on that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this kind of weird exodus back to the old?
It's weird. I feel like it's like an avalanche has happened, like started as a trickle, then all of a sudden, like, everybody jumped on board. And my question is, like, who are the streamers playing against? I feel like they're playing against each other. Are there that many people on Warzone 1? Like, how Are there that many people to fill all the servers and like make these games happen? It just seems bizarre to me. And I just want to be a fly on the room in the conversations that Activision is having. You know,
Yeah.
this is not good. You know, if you designed Warzone 2 and this was your baby, this is like worst case scenario, right?
Yeah, this is like, I mean, it already seemed like there's somewhat of a toxic work culture there, but oh man, with this kind of going on, it's like people probably aren't looking each other in the fucking eyes. You know, the meetings are real quiet. Nobody's talking. Like nobody wants to talk about the big news that everyone hears. Like, oh, the numbers are out this week, and it wasn't good fucking news. Let's just say. There's zero positive press out there. There's zero excitement in the community out there. There's like one guy on Twitter defending this game. We got blocked by him this week, Cowboy, but we're not going to go into that. But otherwise, there's a lot of negativity. The only positivity, as we said, coming from Warzone 1. I've watched a few streams. They act like they're having that much more fun. I don't know. I still am not a big nostalgia guy. I ain't fucking re-downloading that game and getting on that. Let's just say that. I'll ride it out to Season 3 before I fucking do that. Because I think Caldera is pretty shit. And I mean, I don't know. We've talked about Warzone 1 enough. You know, we got hundreds of episodes on that. So, but that's what's going on in this community. Do you think, like, how do you think, where do we go from here, Cowboy, I guess is the question.
Where do we go from here?
More guys now just explicitly only doing Warzone 1, or like more people just quitting Warzone, or where, I don't know, man. How does Activision respond? What happens? Where do we go from here?
I mean, I think I think that the player base dies until they make it fun again. I don't know what else to say. Like, you know, there's a lot of other things to do with your life than play Call of Duty. And if this isn't that much fun, like, why do you do it? You know? And I think people are going to just stop playing. And I think it's already starting to happen, obviously.
Yeah, maybe I mean, they're not, I feel like a lot of people are no longer exclusively streaming Warzone. Those that do, maybe now only Warzone 1, and they start pivoting away to other games. I don't know, yet to be seen. We talk about, Activision's going to have to make some big changes, get the player base back, like do some cool things. Well, the next fucking road sign, you know, pit stop where they can improve this car and get it back to tip-top shape is Season 3, which is rapidly approaching, but as you talked about or mentioned early in this episode, Activision kind of fucking silent, all quiet on the Western Front. There's no smoke signals. There's no signals. There's fucking nothing, dude. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. What do they do? What are they doing? That's what I still want to know. Is like, what are they doing? Like, you have these other games having massive announcements. Like, I know there was Counter-Strike announcements. Obviously, Fortnite. You know, Dr. Disrespect's game is like it's like, what is this billion-dollar company doing? I still don't understand. I'm not seeing a lot of, it's fucking crazy, right? It's just crazy to me.
I mean, that's the question you've been asking every week so far, and we don't have an answer. In terms of what like they are doing on the surface, I'll pull up the Call of Duty Twitter. I feel like all they've done is tweet out about some fucking bundles. Like, or like, yeah. There's a playlist update. They had shipment 24/7. You can only choose one, and then they got 4 operator skins for you to vote. That's it. That's it.
And that's
how they respond.
That's where we're at. So
your fucking base is under siege. You know, the ramparts are on fire. The fucking gates about to be breached. People are dying in scores. You're asked for comment, or like, you know, to the king's fucking lair. What are we gonna do, king? And it's like, well, look at these cool fucking earrings I got.
And we're doing a podcast about it.
Maybe, I guess that's another part of this question when, in terms of, I believe the episode title we're going to go with here is where do we go from here? But where do we, Tron the Cowboy and the Amateur Hour Gaming community go from here? I have a few ideas. I talked about, again, I know we make a lot of promises and it feels like we don't fulfill them. I alluded to this amateur hour gaming going live imminently. Well, I'm not going to get into details, but my personal life basically got fucked over the last month. So my free time in which I can dedicate to creating content to launch this channel has been kneecapped. And I don't want to just like launch this brand new channel and put out like one video and then y'all motherfuckers wait weeks or months for another. I want to build like a library and come at this bitch like the floodgates are open. What's up with this media empire sprouting out of fucking nowhere? So that said, I got some ideas for games down the line, but in terms of immediate future on the Warzone Amateur Hour, it's a pertinent question, Cowboy. We just gotta hope that season 3 has got something in it for us to dig into.
Yeah, and when does that come out?
Let's see. Warzone 2 season 3. Quick Google search. There's a lot of rumors. I'm not sure when it's going to be going live, but I believe sometime in April. So either I would probably say either the 1st or 15th of April. Not sure on that.
Okay. All right. Well, it's coming up, I guess. It's not forever from now.
Yeah, and then in doing so, these streamers going to Warzone 1, a certain weird underbelly of the community or Warzone Call of Duty world kind of emerged or was brought to the light. Specifically, I believe it was like a stream Iron was doing on Warzone 1 where he was encountering this like stream sniper that was just like aggressively fucking him over round after round after round. They finally like relented and like let him farm kills, and they found out in interviewing this guy that he's like it's like a weird system out there of paid bounties essentially where they'll say somebody's streaming, they want you to stream snipe them. If you successfully troll them into quitting their stream early, you're awarded like a bounty, and they claim it's like a company or a commercial entity that is funding this effort to get people off of Warzone 1 is what they said. They don't want people on Warzone 1. We don't know who they are. But what are your thoughts on this like bounty gate, I guess?
It's really interesting. I mean, the implication obviously is it's Activision that's trying to get these big streamers off of it, right? But what I don't understand is then why not just limit the servers? That seems like a pretty dramatic step and complicated step in getting people off of that stuff. Like you can just, you know what I mean? I feel like there's easier ways of doing this. So I don't know. I don't know if it's like more, I don't know if it's a story that like people are pushing to like get more interest in Warzone 1 or I don't fucking know, but it's kind of a bizarre thing altogether, right? It's just a weird story.
Yeah. And the tinfoil hats out there, oh, this is Activision, they're doing it. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like you said, there's a lot better ways to go about like crippling your own game or getting people off your own game than this weird circumstantial thing. The other thing that's kind of funny to me is like everyone touts, oh, Warzone 1, the skill gap's huge. You can outplay bad players. Like these guys are fucking Warzone pros. How is a stream sniper one? As far as I know, it's like one single guy usually. I mean, I guess they know exactly where you are, but like you should be able to fucking make these guys pay. I guess if they're cheating too on top of that, maybe it's bad. But I don't know. It's just, it's a weird situation. We don't have answers. There's just weird fucking dudes out there, dude. Like, I wonder how much they pay, how much time they got to dedicate. It's probably not that financially lucrative, but maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I'll do it. Yeah, I'd get paid to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I'll fly a helicopter into a streamer all game long.
Yeah, I'll do it all day.
But money. In terms of kind of updates in the community, there's been a big rise in players equipping over-pressurized rounds on SMGs. Effectively, I guess it really improves their damage range and bullet velocity, but you don't really have the penalties that you get from increasing those with other attachments. I know they did have a patch this week, but I don't know if it patched that, but that's like the big trend I've heard of lately is over-pressurized rounds on the SMGs, Cowboy.
Say that one more time.
So there's, ammunition is an option. Like you use the high velocity rounds for a lot of LMGs and ARs.
Yeah.
Well, for SMGs, they have that ammunition slot, but one of the options, they're called overpressurized rounds, and people discovered that running those really boosts the SMG's fire damage range and bullet velocity, but it like has zero penalties. Like you don't get it. If you were to do that with like a barrel or other ways, you would have penalties, but for whatever reason, these overpressurized rounds are kind of all upside, no downside, specifically for SMG. So if you're out there, try it out. If it was patched and I'm giving you shitty advice, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, what is? Honestly, I'd be welcome. I honestly, just a change would be nice. You know what? If there is a change and it's too, even if they threw it out of whack, who gives a shit? At least it'd be something new and fun to try.
Well, on April 1st, April Fool's Day, they did do like, it was called Totally Normal, or, you know, similar weird BR playlist where there's like low gravity and all sorts of other weird shit. It's like, that's not what we want, man. That's not going to do it. But one thing they did change, or stealth, I guess, fix, was the heartbeat sensor, I guess, for, as far as I know, maybe even since the start of Warzone, it just wasn't working. It never showed anyone on the fucking heartbeat unless they were like literally like in front of you. But they, I guess, fixed that. So essentially it effectively has buffed the heartbeat sensor. It's now actually working. It seems like it might actually be a viable tactical, especially on like a Sheikah and stuff. When you're pushing into a building or unsure who's where. So if you're out there, pick one up or equip one. Try it out. It's supposed to be now working much better.
I will certainly check that out. I never was into the heartbeat in Season 2, but hopefully I'll try it out, give it a little tester.
Yeah, it's crazy how the meta there with the equipment really took a 180 from Warzone 1 to Warzone 2. It was all stims and, you know, stuns. And snapshots on Warzone 1, a lot of S words there. And then on Warzone 2, it's smokes and what else? Flashes. And that's pretty much it. And now maybe we can get this heartbeat back in the game, because I thought it was cool. We were all excited when they introduced it's going to have this battery that winds down. We're like, oh, that's great. But then now this glitch or whatever made him fucking worthless. So again, you got to like... So many people have walked away. You got to get them back and kind of like put the thing in their hand. Be like, no, now use this. This works again.
Yeah, but how many people are gone? You can't
exactly.
Even get them back.
That's what I'm saying. Like these
the trick.
fixes, if you fix something that's broken from the beginning, or it's, I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't know the answer. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what's next. I'm frightened, dude. I'm a little scared.
It's not the most comforting time to be a Warzone player. That's for sure. Sucks.
But yeah, we'll stay positive. We'll get our wins where we can. We'll keep rocking the ISO. I thought the MP5 got nerfed out of meta, but I saw quickly that it was not. So I'm still running the same fucking 2 guns for the last... I've ran like 4 total guns, I feel like, consistently in the history of Warzone 2, which to me, that's probably the biggest shame there is.
It's pretty unbelievable, you know?
Like, think of the guns you went through in Warzone 1 that like you wielded and called your own. It was like I had the M4 forever. Then I was like on the Ram 7, you know, the AK, the Farah was going for a bit. Then it was like fucking Vanguard was doing the STG, there was like another one on there. It's just all over. Then snipers mixed in here. They had like the 3-round burst meta, the fucking shotguns. You know, it was all over. Now it's just like, oh yeah, there was the RPK, the Fennec. There was the broadside for a few weeks. Now it's the ISO and the MP5. Have fun.
I haven't changed my loadout in months.
Exactly.
Literally.
So we'll see. No real... Again, signals or roadmap. Hopefully next week we'll have some more info. It's a tough time to be a Warzone enthusiast or a Warzone podcaster, but thanks to this community, you know, we got some people that we like talking to every week and like hearing from, and like being honest with the fucking community out there, you know. So I don't know what else to say this week, Cowboy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine us having too long of an episode until they change the game a little bit for us, you know?
Yeah, and we ain't gonna like do the streamer thing and just spend an episode talking about Warzone 1. So in lieu of that, that is gonna do it for us this week on the Warzone Amateur Hour podcast. All quiet on the Western Front here as we sit in our little trench, shitting ourselves, eating canned sardines, shivering in the fucking cold, hearing, fireworks and laughter from the Fortnite people down the way, and incredible war stories of Valentry from the CS and the Apex community, and, the old stalwarts PUBG still going strong, but we'll just fucking hold out here. Hope is coming. Reinforcements hopefully will be arriving season 3.
We'll be ready. We'll be ready to go, baby.
We'll be ready. We'll be here. We'll talk to you all next week. And until then,
Good luck in the gulag.